Podcast of Sports with your host Jay Pops. Guys, I'm here. I am here. I'm here. Uh, as you can see, I'm not overly upset with the loss. All right. That was a blowout win. That was a blowout win. Now, am I frustrated? Yes, I'm very frustrated. Why? Because of the simple fact of we just got too much talent in College Station right now to be going out and losing the game by a score of 42-24 against Mississippi State. Uh, Even a Mississippi State fan can tell you that. Mississippi alums can tell you that. And everything, man. Because at the end of the day, if we were going to lose, this game should have been lost by at least 3 points or maybe a touchdown. But for you to lose by 18 points and to give up, man, I don't even much know what it was in the fourth quarter alone. Because in the third quarter, check this out. And see, this was tripping me out. In the third quarter, Texas A&M had 20 plays ran to Mississippi's 2. I'm going to repeat that once again. Texas A&M ran 20 plays to Mississippi's 2. Also, in this game, Mississippi State had about 13 or 15 penalties, and they still won the ball game 42-24. Mississippi State couldn't have asked for a better win than what they got on yesterday. The ball game was close in the first quarter, as just I knew it would be. It was what, 14-3 in the second quarter, in which really blew my mind. And nobody could get anything on. They just couldn't execute. I looked at the press conference with Jimbo Fisher and stuff like that, man. And these were the words of Jimbo Fisher. We just got out-coached. We got flat out out-coached. We got beat. We didn't execute. Hey, man, we got to execute better. The plays were there. Blase. But at the end of the day, Jimbo Fisher himself and those players in that locker room and also his coaching staff knows that they have by far the most talent than what you could ever ask for at Texas A&M. I'm going to say this once again. At Texas A&M. We've never had this much talent before. I'm tired of people saying that once again. But when we get this much talent, we can't go out there and lose by 18 to an unranked team, let alone Mississippi State. We went in Starkville, I know that much. Whatever. Also, we cannot give up 100 and something yards on the ground to Mississippi State that has Mike Leach as the head coach. If you're going to give him that, they deserve to win. They deserve to win. Because you did not make him just pass the football. We gave up 329 passing yards. And the only reason why it was 329 is because of that last play in that fourth quarter that just killed the entire ball game after that. Everything was going out the window. That 75-yarder in which he threw the ball up there. This is Will Rogers I'm talking about now, who is an NFL quarterback. If didn't nobody take him in the draft, then you're completely crazy. But he threw the ball up there, and he just let his receiver go and get it. He threw the ball up there, and Will Rogers didn't know that it was going to be a 75-yard touchdown pass, man. But he threw it up there for his wide receiver to go and make a play. Just so happened his wide receiver made a play on it. He was the better man in coverage. I don't know how he caught that ball. You couldn't have asked for oh man, I forget the guy's name, number 11. But no, Deuce Harmon, you couldn't ask for Deuce Harmon to be in better coverage than what he was. It's just Mississippi State wide receiver caught the ball. That was a 50-50 shot. He caught it and he ran on down the sideline. Touchdown. That right there was it. That was it, man. We're not going to run no run and gun offense. That's just not what we're going to do at Texas A&M. I'm sorry. It's not going to be an air raid. All I'm saying is this here, man. We left 21 points on that field. I'm going to say this once again, man. We left 21 points in Starkville. 21. Think about what I'm telling you. The score was 24 that we got. We had 21 other more points go with that. It would have been 45-42 ball game. Texas A&M. But I can say that if the shoulda, coulda, woulda all day long. But that's not going to change anything. We just have to take that loss as a fan base, and they have to take that loss as a coaching staff and the team overall. And they just have to go back to the locker room, man. They have to come on back to College Station. Those kids have to go to class. After that, go to practice. And they just have to continue to improve. Jimbo Fisher does have to hire an offense coordinator after this season. To be honest with you, he can make Darryl Dickey an offense coordinator now. He had the role. I don't understand why you just won't give it to him all the way. Let Darryl Dickey do what he has done at Memphis. He put a lot of guys in the NFL over there at Memphis. Let him be him. If you're not going to do that, let James Cooley call the plays, Jimbo. Just back off, man, for just a minute and just see how it goes. Just see how it goes. You don't want to do that. And Jimbo Fisher is a damn good head coach. He's not going to be fired, man. Everybody that I saw something yesterday was saying that people were posting out fire Jimbo Fisher and blah, blah, blah. And then I'm seeing now that, look, a lot of analysts, a lot of sports media outlets, man, they're going to roast you. They're going to roast you. Me personally, I'm going to defend you to a certain extent, because when they start talking about your offense, can't defend that. I'm going to defend you as a head coach, though, because as a head coach, you're pretty damn good. But you have to, at some point, let the offense run itself. You have to, man. You got to let the offense run itself. Understand Nick Saban, he's a defense coordinator, and he's a head coach over there at Alabama. But at some point, he has relieved from the play calling so far as the defense is concerned. All right? He may call one or two plays in there if he sees something needs to be changed. But other than that, he's not going to run that whole ship. Understand Georgia, Curtis Smart, he's defense coordinator. I'm using these as examples, but he is not going to run the defense. He's going to let Will Muschamp do it. All right? And they're pretty young as well over there. They're pretty young. Same thing with us, man. What I will continue to say is this here. I'm very, very impressed on the simple fact of how many freshmen we continue to play this season. And we're going to continue playing it. So the positive thing here is that these true freshmen and these guys that had no starting experience coming into this year, they've seen their first loss outside of the conference, and now they've seen their first loss inside of the conference. All right, they've seen their first loss when it's only about 3 points, and now they've seen themselves lose a blowout win. It ain't no better way to learn, right? It ain't no better way to learn like that. As crazy as that may sound, but that's going to either improve your team or that's not going to improve your team. As a head coach, though, man, and I'm not a head coach, so I can't talk from head coach experience. But for me, on the outside looking in, as a head coach, you have to know when enough is enough. All right? And I can't say that any other way than that. I can't say that no better than that. You have to know when enough is enough. It's enough talent on the field on the offensive side of the ball to where you can put up at least 30, 38 points a ball game. All right? Also, man, it was plays, like I say, to be made. Evan Stewart, one of them, he dropped the touchdown pass. I'm not going to bash him as much because he's a freshman. This is still a college experience. And these were all this is what they kept saying. And I knew this anyways. This is what they kept saying. This was your first time being on the road in the SEC. It is very hard in this conference. It is freaking hard in this conference. Squash that though, man. It's hard in any conference. On the road. All right, especially when it's your first time. When it is your first time on the road, you're going to hit it. The Cowbells made a difference. Their fan base made a difference. I don't know what it is about Mississippi State, but that team has by far been our hardest freaking team in this SEC West. Even when they're not good, they're very hard for us to beat. They're very, very hard. I don't know why that is, but it is what it is. A lot of people will say, man, you're not supposed to lose to Mississippi State. I beg to differ on that, man, because Mississippi State has turned into a rivalry. And to be quite honest with you, it is a rivalry. It's a rivalry between Mississippi State and Texas A&M. These are starting to be some damn good games to where somebody's either going to blow out or somebody's going to win by at least a touchdown or maybe two or whatever. But Mississippi State reminds me of Texas Tech in a Big 12. I have not watched any of those games before. I will be honest with you on that. But Mississippi State is the Texas Tech of the SEC when it comes to A&M playing them. They're very, very difficult. They are difficult. Okay? And until we realize that that's the opponent that can knock us down when we're ranked, then, man, I don't know what else to tell you on that. I don't. Ole Miss has really not been a problem because we hold a serious record over them. But, man, we just got to get this ship rolling already. Like I said before, man, I love Jimbo Fisher as a head coach. He's done so many great things. I know a lot of people like to post those stats with Kevin Sumlin. But Jimbo Fisher has yet to have a generational quarterback start for him. He had it just is what it is. The offensive line, to stick to this game now, the offensive line in this game did not play good. They did not have a good ball game. They did not. The one thing I looked at on this offensive line that really, really got my attention was so first of all, don't quote me on the number. I don't know the young man's name or any of that. But the sack that they made on Max Johnson, when Max Johnson looked like he got totally flipped, the young man came through the line so quick and he pushed one of the offensive linemen, looks like with one hand, and made the young man come from off of his feet. I have not seen an offensive lineman to this day for Texas A&M get knocked off of their feet just like I seen yesterday. That is a big question mark to me. Either you change that or any quarterback that you put back there, they're going to get killed this year. They're going to get killed. All right, the running game has emerged. The running game has emerged as we wanted it to. So that's looking damn good going forward. But this pass blocking, that's just something that they have not figured out yet. They have not figured it out. They got to get that together. They got to get it together. Yes, Moko did get injured. That wasn't the quarterback that got knocked off his feet, though. There wasn't the offensive lineman that got knocked off his feet, though. But Moko did get injured in this game. And when Moko got injured, in which he was taking the snaps for Bryce Foster. Bryce Foster is still not 100% good, man. He is still not 100%. I have no clue of what type of illness that was that knocked so much out of him, but Bryce is not 100. All right? But he's battling. He is battling. Nobody came on Leighton Robinson's side for the simple fact of that a lot of people around the country respects Leighton Robinson. Okay? That young man is a dog. He's not letting anybody come from his side. All others have to step up. They have to. I'm going to be totally honest with you. It's time for Cam Dewberry to get in the game. And I'm going to say this once again, man. A lot of people are going to be mad at me for saying this, but it's time for Cam Dewberry to come into this game. I know for sure that he did not take a red shirt, but it's time for him to come in. You got to put them on that offensive line with everybody else, and you have to show them what you have. I'm calling for Cam Dewberry to come in. He's young. Everybody else in this game is young too. We played everybody else. It's time to play Cam Dewberry. It is, man, because his pass blocking is off the charts. It is completely off the charts. So you have to get him in there. You have to get him in there, man. Once again, notice how I'm not overly mad. I'm just very frustrated. I'm very frustrated. This offense looked like crap. The offense looked like crap, man. They did look like crap. However, once again, more positives in this blowout loss than anything to me that's just killing my mind right now. Killing my mind. So in this blowout loss, like I say, it was 21 points that was left on the field. We get up there in the first quarter, moving. The fastest I've ever seen this offense move down the field this year. Move down the field, A-Chain going, fumble. A-Chain rarely fumbles. But we fumbled. He fumbled. Okay? Cool. Let that one go. Shout out to Dominique Green, by the way, out there, man. Shout out to him. This is man. Golly, I told you them names just be going out the way right here, man. But this is Donovan Green's dad right here, man. Like I said, I shout out to him every show. I thank him for tuning in. I thank all of you guys. Lil Chi 721, shout out to you as well. John Anderson. John Anderson is Bryce Anderson's dad as well. And I just want to shout these guys out, man. I thank all of you for tuning into the show. These guys could tune into a way bigger podcast. It's way professionally ran, way more than mine. They got way more subscribers, but they choose to be here and listen to this one. That is a blessing, and I love that, all right? I love that. But like I say, man, it was 21 unanswered points left on the field. It was just a lot of missed execution. So when the guy Joe Klatt that works for Fox down there, when Joe Klatt comes out and he tries to quote a tweet on something because Jimbo Fisher said, man, just got to execute better. And then he takes some words that Jimbo Fisher did not say and puts them in his mouth and says, to all the coaches around the world, you got to stop calling out players. He didn't call out any players. He just simply said that we got to execute better. That guy is making a living off putting words in people's mouths. All right, that's one thing. Also, he's making a living off of Texas A&M right now, and I can care about him. You know, I care less about him and about what he does. Now, personally, I'm pretty sure he's a really cool dude. But analyst wise, if you're going to do that, man, make sure that you have accurate information, because that is not what Jimbo Fisher said. He did not throw his players under the bus. This is what Joe Klatt said. This is the way how you don't need to throw your players under the bus. He didn't throw anybody under the bus. He said what any coach would say. We got to execute better. We just didn't execute, and which was a truthful statement. We just didn't execute. Before that statement even occurred, like I say, Jimbo Fisher clearly said we got to coach better. Got to coach better than that. But anywho, man, let's get back to this. So it was a fumble in the red zone. And then we get up there again, and Max Johnson fumbles in the red zone. That was 14 points that we had on the board right there. And then you fast forward, we get up to the red zone again for the third time. And like I say, Evan Stewart drops the touchdown pass. So it's many things in this ball game that if you wanted it to go wrong, then yesterday was the day for all of it to go wrong. If you wanted to bash Jimbo Fisher, yesterday was the final day where you can put in your head like, all right, man, now it's time to call Jimbo out. You know, although Jimbo Fisher's not on the field, man, it's like he can't control those. He can't control that type of stuff. Can't control turnovers. Can't control drop balls in any end zone from Evan Stewart, in which Evan Stewart was wide open. I'm very surprised that Evan dropped the ball. But he has to live with that. They all got to live with that. And like I say, man, they cannot look behind. And they have to keep going. They have to keep going. But if you give us those drives back, this ball game goes the other way. And like I say, I believe this ball game's probably 45 to 28. Because realistically, the defense only gave up 28 points to Mississippi State. 28. That is almost the same amount of points they gave up to them last year, which was 26. So you cannot call out the defense. You can't call out the defense. Can I call them out? And thanks, Dominique Green. Can I call them out on missing those interceptions? Yes. They have to intercept these balls a little bit better than what they're doing. We had 2 drop interceptions yesterday that Will Rogers knows that we should have had. He knows that. We should have had those interceptions, man. And, man, you're looking at some plays, and shout out to Denver Harris. I know Denver gave up a touchdown, but shout out to Denver Harris going in there and making a play on that ball. Because if he wouldn't have made that play, there would have been another, passing touchdown, man. But Denver got there, and he was late getting there, but he got there and he solidified his 5-star rank. He took the ball out of the receiver's hand. You cannot ask for a much better play than that. All right? Once again, this defense will keep getting stronger. I know that. And it's just, man, the offense has to learn how to complement a good defense. Now, this wasn't one of our better days. This was not one of our better days at all with this pass defense, because we gave up about 329 passing yards. But once again, it would not have had that if that 75-yard bomb wouldn't have been thrown, in which nobody in Mississippi State knew that was going to be a touchdown, man. Let's be honestly for real there. Nobody knew that was going to be a touchdown at all. I do think that Jalen Jones going out of this ball game really, really hurt this defense just a little bit. And I hate to see him go out. I hope that he's back next game. But, man, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Max Johnson was not good at all today. Was not good at all on yesterday. He absolutely had probably one of his most horrible games in his A&M career. He's only started, 3 games now, 3-4 games. But that was not a good showing. But, man, he was just under pressure a lot. And they brought the blitz multiple times. And I just wish that Max would have picked up that blitz. Well, picked up some of those blitzes. Maybe in the second or third time they kept doing, because they kept running the same defense. All right, that's all Mississippi State done. They ran the same blitz pattern. That was it. Just rush 2 up the middle, and we'll be okay. Just rush 2 up the middle. Let everybody else on the back end handle their business, and we'll be okay. The only thing about it is that Max didn't throw an interception still. Now, he may have fumbled, but he just didn't throw an interception. He's very, very efficient with not throwing an interception. Okay? But Max went out. He had a hand injury. I do believe if that thumb is like how I think it is, he's going to miss the Alabama game. I'm sorry to tell people around the nation about this, but he is going to miss that Alabama game if his hand injury is what I'm thinking. Because he ran off the field himself. All right? Because it was just hurting that bad. So he will miss that game. So Haynes came into the game. Haynes looked pretty good, man, despite those interceptions, in which, man, the interceptions that Haynes has thrown has just not been on him. It's been on the wide receivers just bobbling it, and then it goes to the defender. I don't think you can I don't think you can scheme that up a better way than that. And this is how those 21 unanswered points by Mississippi State came up. Block field goal, touchdown. Will Rogers threw it for 75 yards, touchdown. Block field goal, and then a pick six. Touchdown. That's 21 unanswered points from 1 from offense, 2 from defense. 21 unanswered. If they would have not got that, man, like I say, this ball game would have been very close. But what can we say? What can we say, man? It's just, it is what it is, man. But with Haynes throwing those interceptions like that, man, this is the reason to why he did get benched. But when you look at Haynes was supposed to get sacked. And he got out of at least 2 of those sacks. He got out of there. I don't know how in the hell he got out of those sacks, but this is the reason why he was recruited. I'm telling y'all what I know. And this is the reason why I was so much of a Haynes King believer. He doesn't like taking sacks. Although he's a risky thrower, Haynes is going to throw it down the field. He doesn't care. He's going to throw it down the field. He's going to. He made a Johnny Manziel-esque type of touchdown run when he came into the game. And that Haynes there, man, a lot of y'all are going to kill me for saying that, but that was the more loose Haynes King. That was the loose Haynes King that we were supposed to see in the first 2 games. The second game of the season against App State, that was the Haynes King that we were supposed to see. The first game against Sam Houston State, that was the Haynes King that we were supposed to see. Against the Mississippi State, and he done that pump fake and then ran it in. That's the Haynes King that I've been backing the whole time. It blows my mind with that. Why so late we're now starting to see that Haynes King? And don't quote me on this, but Haynes King will be your starter next game. And I'm going to say it again, man. Haynes King will be your starter next game. I want to see Connor Wingman so bad, but I don't want to rush Connor Wingman. I don't. Because that's the quarterback that's very generational. That is your generational quarterback. If you listen to this podcast long enough, if you listen to it for the years, I've never ever said that Haynes King was generational. I never ever said that. I said that Haynes King can undoubtedly go and win you a national title if you put him in the right place at the right time. He can't go and win you that. I believe. And what he showed yesterday, in which he was quick on making plays yesterday, that was the difference. He was very quick on making plays. He threw 2 interceptions though, but he was very quick on making plays. He didn't react like he had been doing on the season. And I think what got him this season was that he was trying to play too perfect. He was trying to play too perfect. He was trying to play way too perfect. And that ultimately got him benched. And now with Max Johnson out, I think Max is going to be out next game. I could be wrong. I didn't see any intel about this or nothing. I think Max is going to be out next game, man. Now the question comes to, can we shock the world again like we done last year? And when I say shock the world, if A&M goes out there and they beats Alabama at home, in which Alabama hadn't lost in that place for 2.5 years now, then what do you do going forward with the quarterback position? That's going to be the question. What do you do going forward with the quarterback position? Do you go back to Haynes King being your starting quarterback, or do you stick with Max Johnson? If I'm looking at this right, maybe you bench Haynes King to teach him a lesson. I don't know. And you let him get back out there with a little bit more confidence than what he had. Because the wide receivers on this team all thought that they would be playing with Haynes King. All right? The tight ends on this team thought that they'll be playing with Haynes King. The offensive line thought that they'll be playing with Haynes King. Do you let him go out there next week, gain confidence if Max is out? Do you put him in the right situations to help him out? I see Burke27 saying needs to hire offense coordinator that's going to call plays. I said that at the first beginning of the show. That is true. I would not deny that. I won't deny that at all. Jimbo needs the offense coordinator. When he hired Darryl Dickey to his coaching staff, Darryl Dickey was hired to be offense coordinator. I've yet to see Darryl Dickey call these plays. Okay? I just want y'all to know that. It's crazy because it's a lot of analysts that I thought was going to bash Texas A&M for this loss, but it's a lot of analysts in sports media that's actually giving Jimbo Fisher some sort of type of praise by saying that, man, I'm not really worried about Texas A&M because we all know what they need. They just need somebody to call better plays than that. This is all they keep saying. Man, they got talent, man. It's just they just need better play calling, and they just need a couple of things to go right in this game. That's crazy that they're giving him that much respect after a blowout loss. That irks me. That irks me. But to a realization, I guess that's why most of these kids keep on coming, because they know all it takes is for one domino effect to hit right, and that's the offense. Once this offense hits the, and man, we don't know when this offense is gonna hit domino effect because this offense has no identity. I know what the identity is, but Jimbo Fisher doesn't want that to be the identity because he's still stuck on proving a lot of people wrong about his passing offense. But man, he has to get past that. If we're a running team, then just let this team run. Let them run. Let them run, man. Let them be free. Because it opens up the passing game like crazy. What I don't see from what I saw the last couple of years is play action passes. I don't know why we're not seeing that anymore. And this is a complete rollout play action team that you can just play action the shit out of. You can hit Donovan Green like crazy on that play action pass, man, because he's going to be wide open. It's nobody on the field that can hold him, to me. He's that big and he's that athletic. And he's waiting on the ball to be released to him. So, hey, I don't know. Let me go ahead and start watching my Texan game here. Because I see I done missed 7-0 Chargers and Texans right now. But man, that's all I have. I will be out again on tomorrow morning to talk about Alabama versus Texas A&M. That is coming up, and as of right now, I don't believe Bryce Young will be playing next game as well. Now, can we take advantage of that? Yes. But it's going to be the tale of two tapes because on one side, Alabama hasn't been very dominant as they should be. And on the other side, A&M hasn't lived up to their expectations like they should be living up to, especially with the talent. They just haven't lived up to it in 5 weeks. This is going to be two new quarterbacks. Jalen Milroe looked good running the football. I didn't really see him pass the football like that. He looked good running it, but Alabama's going to run it like crazy. The three-man front that DJ Durkin keeps on running, man, I'm going to tell you right now, if we don't get pressure on that Alabama offensive line, then this won't be a ball game. It will not be a ball game. This is no damn Mississippi State we're going up against. Alabama is going to score. Although they haven't been all of that this year on offense, Alabama's going to score if we cannot put pressure on them. It's crazy to me that Mississippi State only scored 28 offensively, and we didn't even much put pressure on them like that. That's crazy. That is crazy as hell to me. Lelucci, 721. Do we have a pass rusher this year? We do. Fidel Diggs. He just has to get there quicker than that. But not only him, we have Shamar Turner. He's been very good. Shamar Stewart, as much as him being young and a freshman like that, he's been very good. They're just not getting pressure. They just can't collapse those offensive linemen. But man, we have to start running a 4-man front. We have to. Because the more you run the 4-man front, the more you can send some blitz and linebackers in there to start making a lot of sacks. But as long as we run that 3-man front and just try to shut down the passing game, it's a lot of people that's just going to run like crazy on us. They're going to run like hell. Is the youth a thing or something else? Yes, youth is playing a big factor in this season. It's playing a real big factor, but it's also playing a really big role into how we're going to do things. Okay, I believe Anaya Smith being out hurt us big time because this was our first road game in the SEC. So we have another challenge coming up, and Anaya Smith isn't there. Somebody's going to have to step up. I want to give a shout out to Moose Muhammad. Moose Muhammad did his thing. You couldn't ask him to do much better as opposed to the game he had last week. You can't ask him to do much better than that. Evan Stewart, that guy is just still unbelievable to me. 5 receptions per game, damn near look like, for over like 50-plus yards now. Chris Marshall is getting like about 4 receptions per game with over 40 yards. It's just, man, they're continuing to develop and they're continuing to learn. I just don't like saying next year. I hate that quote. Next year will be the year. I hate that quote. I'm not going to say that. This year needs to be the year. Not going to win national title this year. I'm just going to completely throw that out the door. But we can, because everything is still in front of us, we can't win the SEC West. You just have to go out there and play football. You have to go out there and play football. What happened to 30 Adelier? Yes, he's hurt. He is hurt. And he's still nursing the injury. I don't know how serious that injury is, but he's still nursing the injury. All right. But we have to let them play football. All right. So they took their first road loss. Now we're going to have to see what are they going to do next game. Because if they go out there and they win on the road next game, that's going to be tough. They have by far faced their toughest challenge, period. If I'm looking at this right, they were looking ahead. And if they were looking ahead to next game, man, that's going to piss me off because it's going to be the second year that they've done it. And at this point, it's not on those players looking ahead. They're following exactly what their coaching staff is doing, in which is they're looking ahead as well. If this happens next week, they go out and win this game, in which I know that they can win because I know where Alabama's weakness is, but they also know where our weakness is, and that's offense. But if they go out there and win next week, then this coaching staff is going to get called out for looking ahead for the second year in a row. They're going to get called out for that. You're looking ahead for the second damn year in a row, and you got to stop losing to Mississippi State. You got to. All right? You have Ole Miss at home this year. You got Florida at home this year. I'm not going to lie to you. I expect you to win those games. I expect you to win all those games. But if you go out and you win this game on next Saturday at 7 p.m., your ass was looking ahead for the second year, and that shit is not going to sit well with me. I'm tired of that. As long as you continue to look ahead to see what Alabama is, you're going to continue to goddamn lose. You're going to continue to lose. All right? You're going to continue to lose that. You got to get that out your mind that Alabama is your clear threat. Because at this point, the SEC West will forever be your threat. All right? They will forever be your threat. You have to put that narrative to rest. But you're not doing it next week. I expect you to do it. Get your shit together. If you're going to lose that game, then you better lose by a touchdown with 3 points. Because if not, We're gonna all call you out, but at the same time, I'm not gonna be mad. I'm just gonna be overly frustrated with you. All right. So, anywho, that's it. I love all of you. I'll be back on tomorrow. #EagleMags.